Hi YouTube, it's Vanessa back again. Oops, with the video update. I know it's been a while since I made a video, and right now this is just a random video. I was laying on the couch and decided to make one. But I last left off. I think I made a video about being 8 or 9 DPOs, and the next video I was gonna test. But I was gonna wait till my AF came and then test. So that day, I think it was the 10th, she showed up. So there was no point to do a test or anything. So I've been slacking when it comes to this cycle. So right now I was in TTC for the second month in a row. I'm just going to give you a little background about how this month went and what I did differently from the first month. So I decided to take the Soy Isoflavones, I think that's how you pronounce it. I actually bought a bottle of it from GNC, and it wasn't the right dosage, so I went back to Walmart and bought that. I took those pills from cycle days 3 to 7, and I started at like 80 milligrams, and I worked my way up to like 160. I think on the last day I took 200. So I took those from cycle days 3 to 7, and the effect that it had on me was I didn't get headaches or anything like everybody else did. I was dehydrated, so I was drinking a lot, which is, always a good thing, but it made me extremely dehydrated. That's why I felt extremely dehydrated. So yeah, that's what that did. But a lot of people say if you have a normal cycle not to take those pills, but I decided to take them anyways. My cycle is 28 days. It's like clockwork, every 28 days. But I decided to take them anyways, and what I noticed was I never really get a lot of CM, the cervical mucus, but when I took those pills, when it was around the time that I ovulated, I had a lot of it, and that's not normal for me, so I know it came from taking those pills, and my ovulation was a lot stronger than it usually is. So I ovulated on the I have everything stored in my phone, so I'll be going back and forth with this. But I ovulated on the 23rd, and we were going to try to do the sperm meet eggs plan, when you have to be every other day until you get a positive OPK, and then you do it 3 days straight, wait to stop, take a break for a day, and then do it again. But it was too stressful for my husband. He just felt like he was under pressure. So we actually, when I went back and looked at the calendar, we actually BD'd every 3 days, starting on the 17th. So it was the 17th, the 20th, and the 23rd is the day that I ovulated. So we actually paid on that day. Last month I didn't BD on my ovulation day because I felt like it was too painful. But I was like, okay, if I want that positive test, I need to go ahead and just do it on that day, even though it's painful. But I got it done. We got it done. But yeah. So with the 2-week wait, today I'm actually 10 DPOs. I'm gonna go back and tell you what symptoms I've had. Sorry, let me pull my calendar up. So I noticed when I had that really strong ovulation, I had a lot of cramps on the right side. Like I said before on my previous videos, I always ovulate on the right side, and the feeling is very, very strong. So 1 DPO, I was still having those cramps, and that lasted until today. I'm still having cramps actually, so they didn't go away. They actually got stronger towards 5 DPOs. And like I'm gonna put this statement out here right now. Like a lot of people believe that you can't have pregnancy symptoms. Like I said before, they believe you can't have pregnancy symptoms before your egg implants. And I don't care what nobody say. Your symptoms are your symptoms. Your body is your body. Nobody knows you like you know you. So if it's not normal for you, take it as a symptom. That's my advice. Don't let anybody else make you feel like you're wrong for feeling the way you're feeling. But anyways, so on 2 DPO, I had cramps again, a lot of cramps. 3 DPO, this was no, this was 2 DPOs. I didn't know where this came from because I was researching it and I didn't see anything about it. But I was freezing. Like, a lot of people have hot flashes. I was having chills. It was like 95 degrees here where I live at, and I turned the air up to 78 degrees because I was cold. I had comforters wrapped around it, in the house, sitting down on the couch. And my husband thought I was crazy, and he was sweating. And I knew I couldn't turn up anymore, but I was still cold. So I left it alone. I just had my confidence. I was like, okay, maybe this is a symptom because this is not normal for me. I'm usually the one turning the air down because I'm too hot, but I was freezing. So that was another symptom on 2 DPO. On the third DPO, I had a lot of cramps and also a lot of gas. 4 DPO, same thing, cramps, gas, but I noticed I started getting fatigued, so that was something that was different for me. And I couldn't really pinpoint whether it was because of a pregnancy symptom or if it's because I work night shifts and I have to catch up with my sleep. So I didn't want to count that as a symptom, but it was there. The 28th was 5 DPO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 DPO. I was still feeling fatigued, but like I said, I couldn't count that as a symptom or not. Then I started getting a little nauseous. And then I noticed, like, for the first time I had sore boobs. I haven't had that before. Like, my last cycle, I didn't get that at all. And this one, it actually started pretty early. I was super excited to have sore boobs because it's just that sign of pregnancy. For me, it was a new symptom. That, along with the chills, were very different for me. The 29th, I had fatigue, breast tenderness, and also cramps. I had another episode of the chills too, and that time I decided to take my temperature. Even though I was freezing, my temp was 99.6. And I don't chart, so I don't know about it, but I read online that after implantation happens, we have that dip when it occurs, but when it's over with, your temperature usually shoots up. And mine was 99.6, so I was excited about that, but I didn't want to, read too much into it because I didn't want to be disappointed like I was last month, because last month I thought that I would get a positive, but AF showed up. So on the 30th, still the cramps, and I was fatigued. I actually flew out of town on the 30th, and I got back today, which is the 3rd. I noticed that my cramps started getting worse or more discomfort. Another symptom on, I think, 7 DPO, I noticed my gum was swollen, and it still is. So, I don't know, I guess that's something. Also, to yesterday, I knew I said I was going to do the live pregnancy test, but I was out of town and my stomach was hurting, so my sister was like, just take the test. So I took one, and at first it looked negative. I came back and re-looked at it in about 5 minutes, and I got the faintest positive line. So I was excited, but I didn't want to be too excited because, you never know when it comes to these tests if they're correct or not. So I noticed that today I was having more right-sided pain, and I have a history of ectopic pregnancy. So I called the triage nurse at the hospital, and she told me to come in as a walk-in. They drew my HCG levels, and it was 15.3. So I just became pregnant. Like, I tested at 9 DPO and I got the positive, so that was probably the day that everything jumped off. So, like I said, my HCG levels is 15.3, and because of the pain that I was having on the right side, they did a pelvic exam and sent off for some tests, and also did I think I call it transvaginal ultrasound when they get the probe and go up there and make sure everything is okay. And what he saw was, he says I have a cyst on my right ovary and it's fluid filled. He said it may come from the pregnancy, but it could have already been there also, since I have this pain every month. But because of the pregnancy, it increased for some reason. But I don't know. The, like this is only my second month of TTC, and I got a positive. And I don't know how to feel about it. It's like I'm excited, but I'm like I'm nervous because I don't want anything, bad to happen. I don't want any, I don't know, no disappointments. So I actually have to go back to the doctor on Monday to get my labs redrawn, and they're gonna check on the cyst to see what's going on because I have the history of the ectopic pregnancy. So they wanna make sure they rule out that before we move on further. So as far as a prenatal, well, a pregnancy schedule, as far as when I go to the doctor or whatnot, I don't have one yet. That we're gonna just go, I guess, to take it appointment by appointment to see what happens until I guess I feel comfortable enough to make it more scheduled. But yeah, I think that's about it. I can't say I was worried about the HCG levels because I'm not further along to have my levels be increased that high. 15.3 is where I should be. About the transvaginal ultrasound, he wasn't going to do it at first, but when he pressed down on my stomach, I had a lot of pain on the right side, so he decided to go to make sure my ovaries were looking okay. But they normally won't do a transvaginal ultrasound until you're at least 5 weeks or so because your HCG levels need to be at least 5,000, and mine was only 15.3, so there's no way they can see, an embryonic sac or a gestational sac. You can't. It's too early to tell where the baby is growing, whether it's in the fallopian tubes or in the uterus or wherever. Um, yeah, but I'm excited. I told my husband about it. He's out of town right now. I called. Well, he called me and he asked about the test. He asked me if I passed the test, and I was like, yeah, I passed it. So he's excited about it. But it won't be more real to him until he actually, sees the ultrasound and hears the heartbeat and everything. And I think that's what I'm waiting on too, because it seems so unreal right now. Um, but yeah, that's it. I'm sorry I didn't do the month the every couple of DPOs like I did last month. I was just so discouraged from last month, so I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and make this video now, um, and share my news with you. And from this point on, I will do the weekly videos. I'll come back on Monday after I get the results to make sure my HCG levels is going up and what else is, and just let you know what else is going on with my body and what with the pregnancy. But thank you for listening. I know it's a long video. I'm sorry, but I had a lot of information to give out. I feel like I left a lot of stuff out, but for the most part, oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you. With the another thing I did differently is what we used Preseed this month. So three things we did was one, use the prenatal vitamins. Two, the Soy Isoflavones, which you can research that and get a lot of information on it. And I said how much I took in the beginning of the video. And also three, we used the Preseed. We only used 1 gram because anything above like 1.5 was way too much. You would have to wipe some off. But yeah, that's it. If you have any questions or anything, any comments, just comment, inbox me. I'll feel free to answer your questions. And that's about it right now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following me on my journey.